Hi guys, this is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your support. This is a broad spectrum reading for the greater collective, meaning whoever sees it, whenever they see it. It is originally set for Friday, December 25th. Merry Christmas for those of you that celebrate, or Happy Holidays for those of you that celebrate other holidays like Kwanzaa or Hanukkah, or I don't know what other holidays are celebrated at this time, winter solstice. Happy holidays to you. But if you're seeing this on a date that's not December 25th, that's okay. It doesn't mean that that you can't watch it. There might be information in here for you at the time that you're seeing it, so you don't necessarily have to turn it off. Know that this is a broad spectrum reading, therefore you're going to have to figure out where it fits in your life. Some things may work, some things may not. If things don't necessarily make sense or work, that doesn't mean anything's wrong. It just might mean that you're working on something different. So keeping that in mind, do not worry. And if you do decide to make any decisions in your personal life at any point in time after watching any of my videos, know that those decisions are solely your responsibility. Always take your own intelligence and intuition first and utilize that, and then you can support it with whatever I may say. Never take anything I say over that as the advice or suggestions of a professional in their field, like a lawyer, a doctor, or a therapist. Always keep what they say first and foremost, and again, use your own intelligence and intuition. All right, so let's see what's going on for this day. Oh, wow, it's back. All right, so we have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is completion of chapters, endings. We've seen this card like 3 times this week. I just sort of feel like whatever we are struggling with, resisting against, fighting against, we need to let go of, guys. That's my feeling here. I kind of feel like the struggle is real for some of you. This elk has had a rough go of it. We've learned maybe some things in the process, hopefully. This is not really the card that I want to see for Christmas necessarily, but let's say this. What I will say is beneficial is that hopefully through whatever suffering or experiences we've had that we need to depart from, this is the opportunity to actually let them go. Right? So if we are struggling with something or fighting against something, resisting something, now is the time to really sort of let that go and find some relief from it and graduate from it or move on to something new. Does that make sense? Swords is the element of air and the mind, so this could be around our thoughts. This could be around preconceived notions or things that are outdated, ways we see ourselves or others that we need to kind of depart from because they're no longer serving us. If we're sitting around a Christmas table today or planning to and we're dreading it, we might want to relook at how we're feeling before heading into said dinner. If we're dealing with past resentments, people and their attitudes, that kind of a thing, and we already know where, we might get set off or our buttons might get pressed. Now's the time to kind of release that, let it go, let it die away, and try something new, hopefully. The 10 means that there is a completion coming, right? So we can actually let it go and not have to hold on to it any longer than need be. And let's face it, the 10 of Swords usually indicates that we've held on to something for probably far too long, and it's brought us more pain than we would have normally liked. I do think that with pain also comes knowledge, though, so that's not necessarily a bad thing, and I don't want to get anybody feeling like, oh, I feel bad because I've held on to something for too long. This is about gaining the knowledge and realizing that we're maybe working our way down what would potentially be maybe a dead end, no pun intended. We just want to sort of stop doing whatever this Ten of Swords represents for us. Whatever way of thinking, whatever way of engaging that just seems to bring us more sadness and pain. So the Song of My Heart card is I will always rise. Like a majestic soaring falcon, I flex my wings, enabling me to stay atop of any situation. All right, so for those of you that might be dealing with family or loved ones, friends. I don't know. It could be, for some of you, it could just be the loneliness of the holidays is creeping up on you. You will recover. You will be fine. This I will always rise gives me hope that there's strength, there's determination. We are, through this Ten of Swords experience, whatever we've suffered, whatever we've learned, it brings us to maybe a sort of a core understanding of who we are and our own strength and ability to withstand, challenging times. We've certainly been through it in this last year, just, with everything that we've dealt with in 2020, but also this is maybe a lifetime of stuff that we can kind of look at and take the knowledge and sort of leave the rest, leave the triggers, leave the button pushing, leave the outdated engagement of how we get kind of caught up in situations that don't serve us or bring us pain. I will always rise means that we will get beyond this and things will transform, or they are in the process of transforming. We see that also reflected in the 10 of Swords, because that's a completion cycle. So let's go to the grounding stone and see what the grounding stone has to say. All right, so this wards off negativity. This is on obsidian, and it is energy is the word. I think that today is a day to watch ourselves, keep focus on who we are and where we're coming from. Don't give in. I get a feeling, I don't know if this is for everybody or maybe just for a few specific people that might be engaging this holiday season or fearful of engaging, right? And that doesn't necessarily mean fights per se, but maybe we're worried about talking to our family on the phone or whatever it is that we need to do that we maybe might not be regretting, but we might be a little bit put off by. Just know that if you ground in your own sort of center, right, and you pay attention to your own energy, keep it on focus on this idea of always rising, getting beyond whatever it is that you're sort of challenged by, you can do that, right? You can ward off sort of that negativity. You can stay grounded. You can stay solid in who you are and what you know and the experiences you've had. They are not for nothing, so to speak, right? They've taught you something. They've enabled you to get to this point. Now we need to sort of rise above and beyond this. Does that make sense? So I'm not sure who this makes sense for, or if there is somebody out there that this does make sense for, but keep an eye on sort of where you're focused, where your energy's at, how you're engaging, and don't fall into sort of what I would consider to be old patterns. Release them, rise above them, and find something new for this holiday. That is your forecast for the day. I know that it's not a very long one, but we've seen this card quite a bit, and I don't know, that there's many. To me, it feels like I don't know, just the fact that this has shown up in 3 times in the last 2 weeks. It's like it's almost like we might be struggling with something and then taking it back. We struggle from it, we release it a little bit, and then we take it back, or we re-engage, or we find ourselves thinking similar thoughts over something that we can't otherwise control, is kind of the feeling that I get. And this 10 of Swords also feels like it's rather uncomfortable. Like it's not the best feeling that we want to be having. So we want to rise above this, clock our own energy, check where we're at, and stay focused again on that promise that we saw at the beginning of the week. Underneath this, we have that Justice card. So she is going to come here and give us a message. Stay alert for that. It will be profound and hopefully ultimately to our benefit. All right, I love you guys. Have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Please hit the subscribe button or the like button. Leave me a question and comment, and I will see you guys soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.